So these are the type of observation that we could have. So quantitative observation and qualitative observation. Now, what are the difference between the two? Anong pinagkaiba ng dalawa? Pag sinabi natin quantitative observation, ito yung mga observations na gumagamit ng number para ma-describe yung isang bagay. Either by means of measuring or measurement or by means of counting. Halimbawa, dinescribe mo yung isang bagay ng bigat. 1 kilong bigas. So, dinescribe mo yung bigas gamit yung number, which is 1 kilo, or by means of measurement. Gaano kataas yung building? Sinabi mo, 200 meters. 200 meters yung taas ng building. So, do you describe the building being 200 meters? So, that is quantitative. Pag sinabi naman natin qualitative observation, these are observation that uses qualities such as color, odor, taste, and texture. Ito naman po yung binidescribe mo yung isang bagay sa pamamagitan ng 5 senses mo. Okay? Anong lasa ng adobo, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, anong amoy ng sabon? Mabango ba? Anong klaseng, anong texture nun? Yun po yung qualitative observation. Here are some examples of qualitative observations. There are 4 ice cream in a cone. So, quantitative po yun kasi dinescribe mo yung 4 na ice cream sa cone. Okay? And then, there's a long blonde hair. So, qualitative naman yun. Bakit? Kasi dinescribe mo yung buhok nung babae na long and blonde. And then, the lady opened the lid of a casserole. So, ibig sabihin, binuksan niya yung kaserola. You describe it as qualitative kasi, ayun, as shown as the picture, ay binuksan ng babae yung qualitative. So, gumamit ka ng iyong 5 senses. Next part is identifying the problem. In identifying the problem, ito na yung masasagot yung mga why, which, when, where, who, how, and what ng inyong situation or ng scenario po ninyo. Okay? So here is an example of identifying problem statement. So here's the situation po. Agaton wanted to know the size. Agaton wanted to know which size of sugar will dissolve faster when mixed with hot water. So, ang problem po niya ay aalamin kung ano yung mabilis matunaw na sugar, size ng sugar sa hot water. Scenario 2, Lily wanted to know how the rate of stirring affects the time that the rock salt dissolve in tap water. Meron bang kinalaman yung, ang gusto niya malaman, meron bang kinalaman yung paghalo sa bilis matunaw ng rock salt sa tap water. After that, you need to, once you identify the problem, you need to gather information, related literatures with regards to the problem. And then, you need to formulate hypothesis. Ito na yung sinasabi nating hypothesis. Ito yung educational guess. Okay? Mag-iisip kayo ng hula dun sa hulang sagot dun po sa problem ninyo. So, gagawa kayo ng hypothetical answer sa inyong problem. So, huhulaan nyo na po yung sagot dun sa problem ninyo. But not just basta hula. Kailangan po may basihan kung bakit yun yung nasagot ninyo. Okay? Meron kayong rason or observation, basehan kung bakit yun yung naisagot ninyo sa problem na yun. Okay? But not necessarily tama agad yung hula ninyo. That's the time na itetest nyo po yun. Later, I will going to explain. So, this is an example of formulating hypothesis. So, yung unang scenario natin, Agathon wanted to know where the rock salt will dissolve faster, in hot or cold water. So, ang hypothesis 1 niya, the rock salt will dissolve faster in hot water. Ang second hypothesis niya ay the rock salt will dissolve faster in cold water. Kasi yun lang naman yung two possible answer. Okay? So, yun lang yung gusto niyang malaman eh. That's the two possible answer. Ngayon, that's the one that we are going to test. Okay? So, sa ngayon, magbibigay tayo ng at least two hypotheses, but in some other time, dapat isang hypothesis lang po ang ibibigay natin. The next scenario is Lily wanted to know how the rate of stirring affects the time that the rock salt dissolves in tap water. The faster you stir, the shorter the time the rock salt dissolves in tap water. So that is one hypothesis. The other hypothesis, the slower you stir, the shorter the time that the rock salt dissolves in tap water. So that's the second hypothesis. That are the two possible answer to those questions. So, parang hinulaan niya kung ano yung possible na sagot. The next thing that we will going to do is we will going to test the hypothesis. Yung hypothesis po ay titingnan natin kung siya ba ay rejected or accepted. But before that, before we proceed to the experiment itself, kailangan identify muna natin yung tinatawag natin research variables. Ano ba yung research variables? Meron tayong tinatawag na independent variable, constant variable, at saka dependent variable. Ano pinagkaiba ng tatlo? Pag sinabi natin independent variable, these are the variables that affects the other variables. So, ito po yung bagay na binabago natin sa experiment para maapektuhan kung ano yung magiging resulta ng experiment natin. Okay? It is the, pag sinabi naman natin constant, it is a variable that do not change in the entire experimentation. So, siya po ang variable na kung saan constant. Kailangan parehong setup meron. Parehong experiment mo ay same lang ang values. Hindi dapat to nagbabago. Ang sumunod naman natin ay itong dependent variable. Ito naman dependent variable, siya naman yung naaapektuhan ng independent. So, di ba, binago ka sa independent, di ba? Si dependent variable ang direct lang naaapektuhan ng independent variable na binago natin. Here are some example. Agathon wanted to know which size of sugar will dissolve faster when mixed with hot water. Sabi ni Agathon, gusto daw niyang malaman sino bang mas mabilis matunaw sa mainit na tubig. So, nag-prepare siyang dalawang setup. Parehas may hot water, and then parehas siya nag-put ng 25 grams ng sugar. Pero ang pinagkaiba, yung isa ay pino, yung isa ay medyo malalaki yung tipak. Okay? And then, nilagay niya sa hot water and then mix separately hot water and then minix niya. Okay? And then, based on his report, grinded sugar dissolved faster in hot water than granulated. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis daw natunaw yung sugar na nasa or yung sugar na pino compared dun sa malalaki ang tipak. So, identify natin yung dependent, at saka constant variable. So, una ay yung size ng sugar. That is the independent variable. Ibig sabihin, ito yung binabago natin sa experiment. Lahat ng experiment, yung dalawang experiment natin ay parehas ng setup except dun sa size ng sugar na ginamit. Ang constant variable natin is yung dami ng sugar at the same time yung amount ng water, tsaka yung lagayan. Pati rin syempre yung paraan mo ng paghalo, dapat pareho dun sa dalawa. Next, dependent variable. Ang dependent variable, ito naman yung kung gaano kabilis ba natunaw yung sugar. So, ibig sabihin, nakadepende yung dependent variable ay nakadepend sa independent variable. Here's another example. Christine want to compare 3 different types of brand of tissue. So, gusto niya malaman sino ang nag-hold ng most liquid. She placed a sheet of tissue paper on the small bin with 100 ml of water. So, ito yung mga dependent variable natin. The brand of tissue paper, the amount of water in a container, and then the amount of liquid absorbed. That's the dependent variable. Okay? So, kasi, yung brand ng tissue paper, yun yung babaguhin natin sa experiment. Pero dapat yung amount ng water at saka yung container ay pareho. Siyempre, pati yung laki ng tissue paper. Ang kailangan ng pinagkaiba ay yung brand. So, next is a drawing conclusion. After the experiment, magdodraw na tayo ng conclusion. Sa experiment natin, or sa drawing conclusion natin, ito na po yung magdedetermine kung tama o mali ba yung hypothesis natin. It will accept or reject the hypothesis, kung tama ba yung hula mo o mali. That's the purpose of the scientific investigation. Not necessarily, laging tama yung hypothesis mo. Pwedeng mali, and then you will learn from that. So, that is drawing conclusion. Okay? Here are some examples. So, I will going to post it na lang so you can study. You can post naman the video and read this following statement. The last step is communicating result. Ibig sabihin, we need to communicate the result using graphs and tabulating data. Interpret din natin para just in case, may relate natin yan sa other studies. Here are some example of graphs. Okay? Siguro, some other time I will going to teach you how to do the graphs. Okay? But, focus muna tayo sa ating scientific investigation. So, that's all for this lesson class.